Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Anguilla. We are here in the Cessna 172 G1000, and I am trying to determine a few things this evening. First of all, this is the newest update of the simulator. So rotating beacon on. Mixture is rich. There is no carb heat. Master and battery switches on. Avionics master switches on. So this is an update that just came out today. This is Sim version 1.30.20, the latest Sim update 12 beta. I'll turn the fuel pump on, engage the brakes, let's crack the throttle, have a quick look outside, make sure there's nobody out here to kill or maim, and let's start that engine. Good start. Magneto's back to full. Throttle to 1,000 RPM. Oil pressure is looking good. Let's lean out that mixture a little bit. And a couple things that I'm trying to figure out today. One of them, fuel pump off. I don't have fuel pump set on my Bravo anymore for some reason. Nav and strobe lights on, taxi lights on. Let's pull the parking brake. Those on just a little tiny bit. Might want some over there, and well, actually, it looks pretty well lit here in the cabin. But anyway, parking brake is released. Let's get this airplane moving. And I'm still having that issue of the let's see, 122.8. Still having that weird issue, but I actually think CJ Lloyd Traffic Anguilla, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, taxiing to runway 10 via taxiway Bravo, 11 via taxiway Bravo, Anguilla. I actually think the rudder pedal thing.
On final runway 10, chain marking up.
I think the rudder thing, the ground handling thing, is a little bit my fault. I tried it with a different profile the other day, and it worked a little better. And I can't remember which profile it was, so I tried one today, and apparently this is not the one that's better. So we're just gonna get straight to it. I'm not gonna do any of my. It's one of the reasons why I don't like to complain too much about things, because there's a 99% chance it's my own fault. Gorgeous evening here, as you can tell. Alright, I don't see any airplanes on the runway. I don't see anything on final. Mixture rich. The landing light on. Fuel pump on. Anguilla traffic. Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo taking runway 11, right crosswind departure to the south. Anguilla. And I just said taking runway 11, and to which I would normally reply, where are you taking it? Anyway, so talk a little bit more about the other thing I'm testing for today once we get airborne. So, mixture is rich. Let's get on center line. Heading indicator checks with the runway number. Takeoff power coming in. Takeoff power is set. Oil pressure and temperature in the green. Airspeed is alive, accelerating normally. And we'll rotate. Look outside here. As always happens when I go to this outside view, I just can't fly the airplane and do that at the same time. so apologies for my inability to do that. Gosh, this is beautiful. It's not going to be quite as beautiful if I crash though, so. Water looks just gorgeous, the clouds are looking beautiful. Look at this. What a beautiful sight. Just gorgeous. And actually there's something else that I'm testing for today too. This is also, somewhat coincidentally, the new driver for NVIDIA. So even though it's not really my, I haven't gotten a bad driver in a while. Not quite sure what he's up to, but that's good. 50 feet below our cruise altitude. Push that nose over. Pull the power back until you hear a distinct reduction in engine power. And look at that, right on, basically right on 2400, which is what I was looking for. So, so we're testing a few things this evening. We're testing the beta version 130.20. We're testing the new NVIDIA driver. The main thing I wanted to test this evening is my own competence. So I don't fly this airplane much. The only reason I am flying it, and the only reason I flew it in the previous couple test videos, is because this is the video, or this is the airplane rather, that that Asobo have given their treatment to, their full treatment of the constant fluid dynamics, which is like their, you know, physics, their big physics thing. First things we're going to do is fly over top of this little island here and see if we get a big updraft, which we should not. Gosh, is this scenery gorgeous. So what happens? What happens? Nothing. A bit. Nothing. We just flew over top of that. The last time I flew over top of that, and I may not really hit it very spot on here, but the last time I overflew that, I got this updraft of like 600 feet a minute. And I can't get over this view. And this is the thing about Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's like that. It's just, how do you say no to this? How do you say no to this and go back to prepared? Or even like, I mean, I think, I've seen some pictures and videos of X-Plane 12 that look pretty good. They don't look like this. And I just can't go back to kind of last generation visuals, is I guess how I would describe it. But so going back to talking about the airplane and my competence or lack thereof. So I don't really fly this airplane, and I kind of, I guess in a way, like arrogantly thought, well, gee, it's just a 172, it's no big deal, like it's, you know, close enough to a Cherokee. And it is, except for this really lands quite a bit slower than a Cherokee does. and by quite a bit slower, I mean like 20 knots slower. You know, and I was coming in on final approach into St. Bart's at like almost 80 knots, and that's just way too fast for this airplane. This airplane should be approach speed should be 70 knots, and your speed on final should be short final should be 60 knots. You know, and here I am bombing in at 75 knots on short final, wondering what's wrong with this airplane. Well, there's nothing wrong with the airplane necessarily. Now that's why I want to check this, is because if I come in now at the right speed and still get a bad result, then it's possible that there is something wrong with the plane. But it's also equally possible that I'm trying to blame, my lack of ability on this airplane. That's not fair. So stunning. There's Statia, St. Kitts, and Nevis there in the background. Once again, I've been flying the wings off the PMDG 737-800. Just landed into Miami in that airplane this evening. Such a cool airplane. Having so much fun doing that. And gosh, I get down doing this, and I'm thinking to myself, why aren't you here? Flying these airplanes, Why aren't you doing that? Because this is this type of thing in Microsoft Flight Simulator is just, it's hard to describe, really. It really is kind of hard to describe. See if I get any updraft or any reaction at all off this let's see. No, it's not from that, is it? Gosh, and the moon's starting to come out. I mean, this is crazy. This is just, look at this. Just, it's just unreal. St. Bart's traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, Porsche inbound, runway 10. St. Bart's? I mean, this is, how do you, I don't know, what are the words for this? Maybe I'm being too dramatic, but this is, it's stunning. It is stunning. Alright, so let me guess, I didn't turn the fuel pump off, which is one way to ensure that your fuel pump is always on when you land, is never to turn it off after you take off. So there you go, right? So, getting a little bit high right now. And I'm going to bring the power back to 2200, start slowing the airplane down. There is no carb heat on this airplane, so I'm looking for 2 notches of flaps and 70 knots is what I'm looking for on final here. Whoopsie, 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 whoopsie. It's like the trim gets to a point where it's very gentle and gradual until it's not. I'm gonna put in first notch flaps. Okay, I don't have any other aircraft on the GPS, but we're not gonna rely on that. Alright, we are heading straight for Sugarloaf, which is what we want. Alright, we're gonna go power to 1700. How do you slow an airplane down, folks? You pull out the power and maintain altitude. That's how you slow an airplane down. Works every time, no matter what airplane you're talking about. Second notch of flaps. And we'll make a turn. St. Bart's traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, Sugarloaf inbound, runway 10, St. Bart's. And what we want to do is I want to trim for that 70 knots. Then use our power to adjust our glide slope or our descent rate. Alright, there's 20 degrees of flaps. And to me, this is looking really solid right now. Wind coming straight at us. Now I'm going to start slowing it down a little bit more. Do that by pulling the nose up and trimming. A little bit of power here. St. Bart's traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, short final, runway 10, St. Bart's. Just trimming out a little bit more of that speed. Now I can see that 10. Power's coming out. Power's all the way out. Aerodynamic braking, pulling that nose all the way back. But you got to make sure you wait until you're slow enough that you're not going to take off again. I'll show you in a second here what I mean by aerodynamic braking if I can figure out how to turn this airplane around. It's ridiculous. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's not the same. Alright. St. Bart's traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, back taxiing runway 10, St. Bart's. What I mean by aerodynamic braking is we're going to put our flaps up because we are professional pilots. Aerodynamic braking is, first of all, stop taxiing so fast. Aerodynamic braking is that. Pull that nose up as hard as you can. Just get that aileron aileron, get that stabilizer up in the airflow, and does two things for you. Number one, creates drag, is that the air disrupts the flow of air. Number one. Number two, it puts all the weight on the main wheels, and the mains are where the brakes are. And so that helps you slow down as well. So, St. Bart's traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo is clear the runway, St. Bart's. So it gets you. Oh, this was a mistake. Getting stuck in here. So I gotta figure out which rudder profile or which rudder pedal profile does what I'm trying to accomplish here. But I mean, honestly, at full power, I think this airplane should do something. Okay. So that's somewhat of a parking job. Alright, mixture idle cut off. Lights all off. Fuel pump off. Avionics master off. Always before you turn your mags off. Mags off. Master and battery switches off. Let's set the parking brake. So that landing was a little bit cheating still. I had the nose up too much. My angle of attack wasn't really what I needed for the airspeed I was trying to achieve, and that might be because I need that last notch of flaps. So, but in terms of sim performance, it was awesome. Sim update 12 beta 130.20, and I'll give some credit back to this airplane that there was some issues with pilot competence in our last couple flights. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll keep these coming until Sim Update 12 is out.